Good morning. I've prepared a question involving bearings for you, a typical IGCSE question, and it's going to take some time to do this properly. It says the quadrilateral ABCD, so that's ABCD, yeah, it's a quadrilateral, shows the boundaries of a park, yeah, so there's a park inside, all right, and a straight road, which is 16 kilometers long, goes due east from A to C, okay. Now that is already important information because due east means it goes exactly to the east, and I'm going to put there my sign of a perpendicular angle, and that's a 90-degree angle, due east. Okay, and then I've written the questions on a separate piece of paper because it just didn't fit all on one. It says, and I hope you can see that now properly, calculate the angle DAC. So we're going to calculate DAC, so that's the angle over here. We're going to calculate the length of CD, so this length. We have to calculate or find the bearing of B from A. Okay, we'll have a look in a minute what that means. Angle ABC, so over here, the length of AB, and the area of the park, yeah? So indeed loads of questions, and most of these questions are with bearings, like I said before, will involve a sine rule, it will involve cosine rules, and more of that type of mathematical questions, okay? So don't worry too much, let's have a go. We're going to start with angle DAC. So I'm just going to write that down here, angle DAC. All right, now let's have a look. If I put it next to my drawing, next to my diagram, DAC, so that's the angle over here. Now, if I just draw that triangle here now, DAC, and I'll put the information 16 kilometers, 8 kilometers, and that is due north, as you can see, which is 35 degrees. DAC, what do you reckon the angle is over here? Well, I have said that because that road goes due east, that is a 90-degree perpendicular angle. Yeah. So what is angle DAC going to be? It's going to be 90 degrees, take away 35 degrees. Yeah. And that is 55 degrees. Okay. So I'm going to put that information, let's do that in red, in my diagram. Yeah, because you never know when you need it, and it's nice if you can easily see that. 55 degrees. I'm going to put it here as well with different pen because I hope you can see that. So that is 55 degrees. Okay, so a relatively easy question to start with. Okay, so don't think too difficult all of the time. Yeah, sometimes you just have to apply, let's say, the basics of geometry. Perpendicular angle 90 degrees, take away 35, so you have 55 left for angle DAC. Okay, we continue. The length of CD. Okay, so I have this triangle here already, the length of CD. Let me put a little X there, and then I have a look, because a length of a triangle, yeah, we have Pythagoras theorem, of course, but that's for right angle triangles. What about trigonometry? Right angle triangles, but then we have a sine rule, which we can investigate. So I have its teammate, yeah, but do I have a full team elsewhere? No, I don't have a full team, and I don't have a full team. So the sine rule is out of the window. However, we have one last option, which is the cosine rule. Yeah, I'm just going to take this away. The cosine rule, yeah, you know, a squared equals b squared plus c squared minus 2bc cosine of a. Yeah, and you know, you've seen in my previous videos that they are teammates. Okay. Now, if I'm looking for the length x, and indeed I have his teammate angle, so that's excellent. I'm going to write down x squared equals b squared, so that's 16 squared plus 8 squared, yeah, minus 2 times 16 times 8 times the cosine of 55 degrees. You see? So my x squared, and now I can grab my calculator. And I didn't need my calculator before this moment, so make sure you don't use your calculator all the time. 16 squared plus 8 squared minus 2 times 16 times 8 times the cosine of 55. make sure your calculator is set to degrees, equals, and it's going to give me a whole long number, 173.1644323. Well, that's a little bit long because we still have to do the square root, and that's why I write everything down, because I can see that happening. So the square roots, because otherwise I might forget how to square root it, equals. I'm going to write down all my decimals now, because maybe I need this information later down the road. 159,19573. Yeah, so correct to 3 significant figures, 13.2 kilometers. Okay, so that's the answer to the question. However, all those decimals, maybe later I need them. Okay, and then I don't want to use the rounded answer, because that will affect my final answer then, yeah, but 13.2 for this particular question. Okay, fantastic. We continue. Let me put it here, yeah. They ask me now the bearing of B from A. Okay, now what does that mean? Let's have a look at the situation. Where's A? Well, A is here. And where's B? B is there. Now, if they ask you the question, the bearing of B from A, it means if you're standing on this ship at point A, in which direction do you have to look? What is the bearing to see B? So you are from A, you're standing at A. Yeah, so I'm standing here, and what is the bearing for me to see B? Okay, now we know that a bearing is starting from the north in a clockwise direction. Okay, so basically the question, what is the bearing of B from A, means what is this angle? Yeah, what is that angle? Well, and then all of a sudden it's not too difficult, because I have a 90-degree angle there, perpendicular, and I have a 60-degree angle there. So what is the bearing of B from A? It's going to be 90 plus 60. Yeah, so I can just write it down here. It is 90 degrees plus 60 degrees, which equals 150 degrees. Yeah, so I'm going to say it again. The bearing of B from A means standing at point A, in which direction do you have to look to see B? Yeah, so the bearing from the north clockwise direction, it's 90 plus 60, so 150 degrees. All right, fantastic. Moving on,